Pero es feo. ¿Cómo levantar a esta puta hora? Estoy chingón. Vegeta 547. ¿Qué pedo, güey? Ah, qué pedo. Bueno, pues, escuchando. Las FNSS. Esta madre la quiero ver, güey. Ojo.
Lead between first all weekend so far, so it's just an act of holding on, and even then, if he goes down here, it's going to take a heroic effort from somebody in the top 10 to not only convert on a victory royale, but pick up a number of eliminations to even come close to matching that 12 elim victory royale we just saw. And currently sitting on 60 points, it looks like this might be a victory lap for him.
It looks that way indeed, but he's set up in a very awkward spot. He's got a player held out of zone. He's also got two players on the mountain behind him as Janice picking up another elimination there onto Safik. Kason, though, is the story of the day. Can he hold the lead? The largest lead we've seen in between first and second. He's looking to make it even larger here with this elimination, but someone else being a nuisance and over towards Kylix. Kason not peeking, is waiting for the right time to make his move and to make that striking distance and close it. We'll have to wait and see if he's going to be able to stay alive or get that elimination. There's Stacey now sitting in this box looking for the same amount of eliminations as he's going for shots all around players. He needs a miracle run. He needs, I believe, 21 total points, and so he could do it. We saw Tayson do it, but it would need to be an impressive game.
Okay.
Not just the number one spot. Yes, the Axe Champions
Face Army
is great, but
así se llama mi clan.
Jason is occupying so many of those points. Everyone else who is in second to 10th right now, each one of their interactions against each other is going to matter in terms of the placement, in terms of the money you end up walking away with. And also, man, second sounds so much better than 8th.
39 puntos de la... Estábamos viendo un güey que tenía 60.
Still a huge moment. Going back and looking at the Solo World Cup, TSM's crew was able to go from 66 to 6 with a singular 7-game victory royale in the final moment. Will we see some similar heroics for some the leaderboard and push themselves in the top 5 while Tayson is just doing his best to avoid all conflict, because he knows the longer he holds on, the more likely he is to raise that axe at the end.
And just a reminder, every place past 6 plays is an increase of $10,000. So if you are Rifla, if you are Deceptos, that's what you're looking for. Kylix is trying to get up in there as well, up until that gap in between first and second, where it's about a $25,000 increase. There's still a lot of money on the line looking for these players to grab, and I'm very concerned right now. Kylix, with this hunting rifle, is shooting shots over to Tayson. This is not looking good. If Tayson does not get out of the situation, Kylix to get the snipe onto him, and the pressure is coming through. But will Kylix hit it? Will he hit the shot that will end Tayson's run? His shots are coming through. 129 effective HP in a very bad spot. Everybody knows he just got tagged up as well. Will he be WQ'd by Kylix here? The pressure come through, and Kylix is going in. The crash pad's going to be used, but Kylix is very low HP, 66 HP there. Tayson may be too aggressive here. He's got the hunting rifle. He could go for a little snipe there. If he does, it would need to be perfect. He's going to look for it. He's going to look for it. He takes him down. Tayson
Qué
is
jugada,
down to 60
güey.
points.
Qué buena
Tayson
jugada.
saw blood in the water with Kylix pinned against the outside of the zone, but Kylix says, let's open up the floodgates. Let's give the opportunity for somebody to have that heroic moment. Number 1 is down. I repeat, number 1 is down. E11's Tayson has been taken out at 60 points. That's the line we're looking at. Can anybody possibly catch him? Who's in the conversation? It's going to take the victory royale and much, much more, but all of a sudden, this game has so much more tension on it as the victory lap has been canceled early. He pulled up, and now can anybody else close that gap? Enos doing his best right there, picking up an elimination, but he has a long rotation to go before he gets into the zone.
And Carton and Kazakh are not going to let him get there easy. They're not going to let an easy rotate come out. So he does have crash pads and launch pads there. What's concerning for Anas is the amount of AR in his inventory. Now, if he knows that Tayson just went down, if their feed showed it, if he doesn't have that anonymous mode on, Anas is going to be very, very, very hungry for placement. He's just going to look to try to set up in a good spot, but right on the edge of zone, there's going to be players looking for you. And you see the quick edit. That's there. Gonna protect him for a little bit, but he's running out of hard mats, and you see the wood being built there. He's got to be careful. Carton setting up nearby as well. Question is his rifle still in a good spot to contend as well. There's so many players that are on the cusp of taking this game away from Tayson. It is going to be so, so close.
But don't forget, the line is 60 points. So while they're close, they need a lot. Tayson had a monumental performance in last game, and Anas is trying to double it up right now. We talk about it. It's going to take all the skill, a little bit of luck, and a bunch of execution. And right there, some good shots coming through, but not going to be able to find the loot afterwards. So who are we looking at who can potentially close it if they win the game? Rifle is in the conversation. Deceptos, Hen, Reason, Vadil, Snazy, Letwick, Frenzy Fishy, and Anas. Any of those players, if they're still up, gaining eliminations and gaining points, are slowly going to be shrinking that gap. So keep an eye on the yellow numbers to the left of their name in their HP pool, as well as the top left for any of those guys going down or picking up points. Circle 4 is revealed, and pretty much everyone has already established themselves. So we're going to wait, and we're going to roll the dice and see where circle number 5, that half in, half out zone that triggers the initial use of utility, where does it pull? And which one of these key players can capitalize on the position and the opportunity they're given. This is the final game. There is 4 storm zones left after this. 52 players up. Number 1 is down. Can anybody catch him, or will Tayson's lead be enough to just barely edge him over the top? There's the zone on the far west side, Clay.
And Rifle has no mobility. He's got to make a play. Reminder, AR Baffo is right nearby Rifle. If he gets too aggressive and shoots a little bit too early, Baffo will strike. We've seen him pop out of cones into players' boxes to look for it. That is not good for Rifle. He needs to rotate soon. He's got to go up. Exactly. He's got to follow that path that was just built for him. Because if he doesn't, he's going to get capitalized. But there's Baffo's moving. Baffo's moving behind. Shots come through. Down to 131 HP. Rifle needs to get out of this one. Sniper is out. Baffo is rotating there as well. He realizes that crash pad going to be used. Or chug splash rather. He doesn't have any crash pads in his inventory. He's got to be careful he doesn't overpeak this. If a shot comes through that tags the shield, He's got nothing left there. 170 is going to find a launch pad. But is it enough? Is he getting a shot in the air? 114 shields are broken. Everybody knows. Taz go through and rifle is down. Number 2 is out of the game.
Twain's picking that one up, saying, no run for you, sir. You must be this tall to ride the ride, and you will go down. Frenzy Fishy picking up one, so he's going to start moving his way up the leaderboard. We're inside the top 50, so that's another placement point down. Everyone who's contending for Tayson getting those points, he did not. He went down outside of that threshold. Again, the line is 60. Can anybody cross it towards the end? It's up for grabs. If somebody in the top 10 can seize the moment and be the one to lift it up and deny the E11 player, the Slovenian Lord, that Axe of Champions. And right now, Air Bafo trying to find some space. The 5th zone is closing, which means we have the late game, the full moving coming right after that, and we're over sweaty sand, so tons of natural building in play, excess materials that can come out, but also weird rotational paths as Bafo pushes in, continuing with the aggressive playstyle and takes out Floppa Michael.
60 points is what everybody needs to be thinking about right now. That is the number that you need to break. You also need to pick up a victory royale. If you're just going for 60, the 61 points is where you really need to be shooting. That is a very tall order to ask.
I mean, 61 realistically, too, because even with the victory royale, Tayson has the highest eliminations out of anybody in this tournament right now, so he owns that tiebreaker solidly. Now we're going to hop on board here with Deceptos, who's currently below Storm Surge, and we're actually going to need 14 players to drop, so that could end up coming into play.
La madre, dio la vuelta bien rápido ese pendejo.
Prioritizes rotation, and with nobody wanting to drop, you could see that happen, but right now, Deceptos trying to find a pick. This is the final game of the EU FNCS, the final circle.
En Europa nomás.
Number 1 player is down, and who can catch him? 61 points is what it will take to lift that axe and be the one who walks away with $80,000 in the end, and it's all about if you can catch Tayson.
Deceptos 10 looking to do it. 42, 43 points each. They're very, very close. Him now going up. He doesn't have a lot of HP. He's going to need to find something. Crash pads being used, trying to build to keep a little bit of a mid-ground chart, but not going to be able to do it. Benji making a run to just try to separate his game and try to get as many placement points and move himself up the leaderboard.
Ay, güey.
He's out of contention for the Action Champions. AR Bafo there as well. Mongrel in this game. Scram going down. Hen trying to make something happen. Janice going to go down.
Fin Mongrel se murió por tormenta, güey. Qué asco, Mongrel. ¿Qué pasó ahí? Sí se vio que salió volando el güey.
Half the top 30, Janice picking up an elim there. But Hen, if he wants the win, he needs to put his foot on the gas, right? The placement points aren't just enough. The victory royale isn't enough. We saw Tayson, he had 12 elims. Every one of those elims was a point that pushed him farther up. And while being still in the game gives you opportunities, if you want to seize the moment and you want to say your best is the best, you have to go now. You have to be pushing people. You have to be converting on the points because there's only 19 elimination points available right now. You have to start finding them. Top 20, so the placement points are ticking down right now. And Hen, completely out of builds.
No le estoy entendiendo ni madre.
Just for the refresher. He's doing his best, making this a platform game.
Ah, se
Finds the
sacó.
first shot,
Ah,
second,
pobre
and he gets taken
morro.
down. Top 15 taking over and looking
Está bien
at the
fishy.
names of the lobby. I think only Frenzy Fishy has a chance, and I don't think he
Está bien
has enough
fishy,
to
vamos,
go through.
fishy.
Tayson is going to be your FNCS solo champion, but it's about who
Okay,
can
está
get
bien
that second
fishy.
place right now. If they're able to push forwards here, Deceptos theoretically could eliminate every single player in the lobby and go for it. We talked about it. You have to be pushing the pace. Instead, he's saying, okay, I understand Tayson has that W. I know he's probably going to take the first spot, but if I can stay in this lobby, I'm going to pass other players. Everyone else has gone down, and now he's dropping in 112 on the first one, but he gets
Ay,
one
no
off.
manches.
35 HP, uses the crash pad, but he goes up vertically and
XP.
not in
Ah,
top
no.
10, another point ticks over. Deceptos goes down with 49. Now it's all about pride. The final victory royale in beating the person next to you, getting a little
Pobre
bit more of a
Mongrel, güey,
payday.
se lo llevó la
The final
chingada.
game here.
And Bafo could get that. He's at 40 points.
Lo Fishy clasificó, pero no quedó tanto, pues.
Stroky trying to make something happen there. Very, very low.
Fiji,
Massive
Cristiano me
box
la
on Queens doing that. Nate dropping
pellizca.
down. Bafo trying to just make something happen. 100 effective HP. 5 builds there for them. Pasoki getting tagged up there by Twain. Shots coming through.
Puto
He's
me
trying
la
to hit him, but he's
pela.
not going to make it. No, he does. Elimination comes through. Bafo trying to make something happen as well. Dropping down to the outside. Going around the boxes. Is going to find some loot. BC going to fall there to zone.
O sea,
Bafo
si
with 4 eliminations.
están viendo arriba a la derecha, ese morro está un poco jodido.
More people are falling.
Bueno, ni tanto porque tiene... No, ah, se la chingó, ganó. Ah, se la pelaron.
What a huge push from Bafo at the end.
Güey,
How
a
every
la
interaction will
madre.
matter.
Ah, le estoy rogando, güey. Déjame pongo algo aquí en el play. Ahí está mejor.
He'll earn a nice little payday
¿Dónde?
in the clutch
Ya.
moments, and you can
O
see
sea-
there just how good Taysom was today. 22 eliminations, averaging a placement of 27th, but the big one, Clay,
Ese
was
morro
that
ganó
12
Europa.
elimination victory royale in game number 5.
Tyson.
What an insane
Una victoria
way to
campal, 22
secure
kills.
yourself
Está bueno.
that number 1 spot. It was dicey towards the end.
¡Ah,
I
la
think
madre!
we all knew that
Se me
Jason
escapó el
just had to
Pou.
stay alive just a little bit, and he did that, and he walks away with the victory.
We talked about it
No, güey,
specifically,
no me
like
compré el
maybe
Batman, como que
heroic
no.
effort from somebody in the top 10, but instead a heroic
Ya
effort
mejor
from
una
Bafo, who was
futbolista.
26 before that, but where will he
Está
end
mejor.
up on the final leaderboards? We're going to throw it back on over to Zeke.
El
Bala,
Dead
and
Gringo,
Shaq to close this one out.
Simón, güey.
Thank you guys so much for watching.
¿Qué? Huh?
Sundown Clay, absolutely incredible casting of the day. You guys were so on point with these calls. I mean, it
Ni lo
did
queda.
come down to the wire, and for sure, Tayson is the
Ok,
FACS
ok,
champ.
ok. Este pendejito me la va a mamar. Por favor, muerto.
But now we
Me la
take
va
little bit of
a
turn here
mamar.
and look at everyone
Me
else,
la va
second
a
between
mamar.
fifth, because placing up there is a pretty considerable amount of money.
Yeah, and to get there, how things were, all the way till the final second, the final shot, the top 10 switched up. So, looking at what it is now, after Game 6, after this grueling
Ah,
process
ganó
for Europe's
$80,000,
team,
hijo de
Tayson
pirra.
has the top spot, 60 points, $80,000. At 10th
Un
is
morro hizo
Amas, still
60
holding on,
puntos en una
7,000
puta
for him,
partida y ganó
41
$80,000.
points. What are the names in between?
There's so much to break down on this page. First off,
Dicen que ese morro tiene como 11 años.
And Janice had won the last invitation. That is his former duo
agarran
partner.
el
So
celular
they've
y me
got to be
sacas.
feeling good after
No porque me haya
back-to-back
sacado
Mason
nada de eso, pero
championships from them. Tayson at
porque
60
ayer, güey,
points,
se
but
fueron
the
los
symptoms
fotos,
held
no,
on.
no
That
quieren
final
jugar
moment, it looked like he was
contigo.
going to go for it, but unfortunately, he fell just a little
Ah,
short
puta.
enough to propel himself and hold on to that second place. And then in third, this was the man who rose up in the final game. 19
Era-
¡Mamá, por mi tarjeta!
Sundown said 26th place. He
Mira.
Va a pasar lo mismo de la otra vez.
Vane Mongrel ganó $2,500 a huevo.
45,000.
That is such a huge boost. And
Yeah,
also,
well, I
to boot,
Top
they were
16.
Baffo, Twains, people in the top 10,
¿Quién
two
quedó
of them,
top 16?
second and third place. This is
Simón.
their first grand finals appearance, and what a big appearance and a performance it was. Like, man, no practice in
Normal,
those types of
normal.
lobbies, no real experience on the big stage, and they pulled that out? Unprecedented.
Yeah, absolutely. But it was a battle all the way through. Vadil, Nate, Letwick. Letwick did so well in those early moments, but unfortunately falls out of the top 10. Still, solid performance from all these guys. Qualifying for the grand finals and then getting up to this top 20 is definitely something to be proud of. And there were so many moments that we remember from these guys, from Mongrel throughout the season, from Snipe today in the grand finals, from Flois in that very first game. He owns that
Estás en el lobby.
first
Ah,
spot.
perra.
$2,500 earned
Tío,
from
me
him.
estoy uniendo.
Yeah, these guys had such amazing
Hay un vato que
memories.
se llama Toxic Army, güey.
Today as well, who had a win, Slender. I feel like he's one of my favorite players coming out
Toxic
of Europe that I
Army
really
GT, güey.
haven't been able to watch before. He showed us his prowess in every single stage of the tournament, especially in grand finals.
No, no es cierto.
With that win
Pero
that
se
he had,
llama
$2,500,
Eh,
24th place, and a few points.
Face Army.
Very good performance from him.
¿Dónde estás?
Just generally great
Pues en la
performances
pantalla.
across the board. You cannot stress
En la
enough
gran
this is
pantalla.
top 100
Simón.
players in the
Mi gran
region.
polla.
They have the bragging rights. They are allowed to say,
Mira, güey,
I
con
made
que un güey se hubiese hecho 20, 30 puntos, güey, ya ganó $2,000, güey.
gauntlet. I stood at the top. Now, of course, Tayson will hold
No,
the axe
no
Sí,
te va a
al
la-
por
now,
Iscali,
but
que
for
mi mamá que se me
everyone
pueda
else here,
comprar
they
dos
can truly
tarjetas.
say they are the cream of the crop.
Tal vez si le digo
And I
que,
think
o
one thing
sea,
that these guys
en
are
unos
going to look
días,
forward to now is
tal
the
vez
solo
sí me la
season
compro.
wraps for EU. Obviously, they're going to, you know, watch the
Güey,
rest of
ahorita
this too, 'cause we got
ahorita este es
Ace
al
coming up
Det.
next with some very interesting
Griego.
storylines too. But for now, they get to take a breather,
O
relax a
escribe
little
mal.
bit
O
as we head
griego.
up into the next FNC
El
and whatever
griego,
comes
güey.
¿Se acabó?
Over in NA East,
Ah, no.
and definitely going to take a slight breather to see and catch up on those games too.